Suicide cases among young people in Nairobi continue to rise at an alarming rate.
Now, a new report by the World Health Organization shows that nearly 800,000 people commit suicide annually as the world marks World Suicide Prevention Day.
A silent yet devastating crisis is gripping Kenya as suicide rates have soared in recent years, leaving countless families shattered and communities deeply unsettled.
It's hard being a young man in the 21st century, especially if you're suffering from mental health issues. Hi, my name is Jeff Miniti and I suffer from BPD. That's borderline personality disorder. BPD is in full borderline personality disorder, and it's basically a personality disorder and which also involves emotional regulation. When it comes to emotional regulation, you can't really regulate how you feel majority of the times. In the morning, you can wake up and feel like a superhero. You feel tough. You feel you can conquer the world. But by the time it's noon, you feel as if you are the most worthless person on this planet. You just want to die. You want to cry, and you don't know why. And now you don't experience these emotions on a spectrum of 50%, 60%. They hit like at 200% continuously. So if you feel sad, you feel as if the world is ending. If you experience trauma, it's double for you and you can't help it. When you're happy, you feel as if you're the happiest person on this planet.
Hello, my name is Martha Kahio. I'm a student counselor at KCA University, and I believe mental health is crucial for all students and that mental health is as important as physical health.
I was diagnosed with BPD 6 months ago. And it has been a very trying thing ever since I got that diagnosis. I was diagnosed here in school through the school therapist at KCA Town Campus. We had sessions with Madam Tasha for about a year before that diagnosis. And it is through our talks and her collecting of data and facts that she was able to come to the conclusion that I suffer with BPD.
Do students think therapy is necessary? And do we have students who have diagnoses like Jeff's as a theory? We suspect that most don't know what is wrong with them. To get our answers, we went to where students chill and share conversations.
So, hi, my name is JJ. Yeah, wengi wanajua kama top shooter. I'm a model, I'm an entertainer, I'm an actor. I'm a cool guy. Yeah, nasema nini sinyamazangi. Yeah, that's basically me. But now siwezi share yangu, lakini kila msee hukuanga na yake, sawa? Kila msee hukuanga at any given point at a human being's life, kila msee hukuanga na mental health issue. Lakini ina depend the extent of your mental health iko wapi. Kuna wenye wako Mathare, kuna wenye wako wanaendea therapists, pia kuna wenye wanaenda to a friend awasaidie. So yeah, siwezi share yangu, lakini everyone has their own mental health issue, but it's advisable to speak to someone before ijakuwa extreme.
Okay, hello. My name is Emmanuel Njuguna. I'm a clinical psychologist by profession. I own a mental health consultancy firm known as Elevate Wellness, and we deal mostly with students and their mental challenges, and we also do organization-based therapy where we work with organizations to build the mental well-being of their employees. Yes. Yes, I do, because mental health has been a challenge for the past thousands of years, and unfortunately it's only come to light maybe around 100 to 200 years ago. And it helps because most people with mental health issues don't even know they have mental health issues. They might be suffering in silence, where they think that sadness is more of their personality compared to it being depression. And there are a lot more. We have sectors like the DCM-5 that's encouraged people to go through because it has a lot of mental health checklists where somebody can do personal tests to learn themselves. And mental health is the basis of all, because people focus more on the physical health, where you can't care about physical health without having mental health.
Like I said, life is very hard living with BPD. It's like you don't have control over your emotions. You can wake up feeling like a superhero, and by the time saa mbili ama saa tatu inafika, you feel as if you just want to die. You hate yourself so much that you even start hating other people, but you can't project that onto other people because you're self-conscious. So you can even sabotage relationships. If you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, you can start questioning their loyalty and now start self-sabotaging. If you hate yourself, you can start saying very mean things to yourself, which might lead to things like suicide or self-harm. And at the end of it all, people don't understand you. And there's also a very big stigma, which is a very, very big challenge. You just can't go telling people, oh, I have BPD. No. Because you're afraid they're going to look at you differently. They're going to judge you. You're going to feel less than, that there's something wrong with me. Stigma. You're afraid of telling people that you have BPD because you're afraid of judgment. You're afraid that people will use that BPD against you. Either when you get angry, they're like, oh, is it because you have BPD that you're angry? Or is it because they feel as maybe you're a special case? So people want to treat you with care. Wanajaribu kukubembeleza is what I'm trying to say. Because maybe they feel sorry for you. And no one wants no one wants that. You just want to be treated normal because you want to live a normal life. Another thing, like I said, is those emotional highs and lows. They are very, very emotionally exhausting. Going through one cycle can feel as if you ran like 70,000 kilometers and you've not done anything. And that's why when you hear someone say, hey, nasikia nimechoka, and you're like, hey, dude, man, you haven't done anything the whole day. But it's because mentally your brain is running at 1,000,000 miles per hour and you're now trying to stop it, but you don't have control over it. Another big challenge is relationships. Being in relationships with people who don't know you have this thing is very hard, especially family members and our fellow African parents who are very judgmental, and at the same time, they don't understand these things. So they might say unajifanya, they might say, wewe ni nini shida yako, ni nini nakuanga problem yako. And now you start feeling like this, you have a problem. And then in that regard now, you now start feeling bad about yourself. And then now that triggers another episode. And then now down the rabbit hole you go again. And then now everything just goes haywire.
Life with such a diagnosis is challenging. And so how is KCA equipped to help students like Jeff?
When students come to the counseling center, one thing that people need to know, mental health is not about mental illness, it's about even wellness. So when you come to the counseling center, we work with individuals through self-awareness journey. You get to know yourself because it's crucial for your identity to know yourself as a person. Another thing, we improve your interpersonal skills, your communication skills with your peers. We improve your problem solving skills, boundary setting with friends so that nobody walks all over you, boundary setting, crisis management. You are going through something, maybe you lost a friend, you lost a parent. So we go through loss and grief in the counseling center. We go through a variety of issues for students who come battling addiction. We work with them, the journey of recovery. So we see a lot of things in the counseling center where we're working through with students, because a lot just happens, even for students who have been diagnosed with mental disorders. As much as they are under medication, talk therapy is very important, because as much as they're under medication, you need to manage it in other ways, because you find some mental disorders, people become impulsive. So what do? You're taking medicine, but medicine won't stop impulses. So when you come here, we strengthen your coping mechanisms. Like you feel like if you're recovering, instead of going out and drinking, what can you do? You can read a book, take a walk. When everything is overwhelming, instead of engaging in a shouting match, you can just choose to walk away, take a breath, journaling, meditation. All these things, when you come there, we explore. It's just a safe space for students to come and get sorted out for their mental health, because it's very important for the academic success.
I've been going for therapy for a year now, and I would say yes, therapy has really helped me, because even before I was diagnosed with BPD, I was going through a lot of challenges. Like I said, BPD is not something that comes up like one day. It's something that you grow up with ever since you're a child, and it's usually caused by trauma, a lot of childhood trauma, or it can also be hereditary from your parents, if either your mom or your dad has BPD. So going to therapy majority of the time, I go every Wednesday this semester, but it also depends on the schedule of the therapists themselves. But it has really helped me because it helps me learn to live with this thing in a healthy way and help me to regulate my emotions through breathing exercises and stuff like that. Also, at the same time, it gives me an outlet to talk about my problems without being judged or without feeling like someone is trying to gaslight me or anything of that nature. It helps me just be able to be myself and talk about my problems openly, and I'm able to find solutions in a healthy way.
Yes, I can say as a young man, I think we go through a lot of stigma from the public, having to live up to a certain standard. And I can say I was depressed at some point in my life. Actually, I was, 18 years old. I just started my business. And I was doing well at first until I got into debt for almost 900,000. I was 18, so I was under so much stress. I used to lock myself up in my room and in the dark and just wondering, what am I going to do? What am I going to say? At some point I considered killing myself because, the financial constraints really pushed a lot. But eventually I think I learned that speaking it out, I got a personal therapist that I at least go for sessions every 2 weeks, every month. And it helps offload all the pressure because I believe mostly in men empowerment, because men tend to be forgotten in their mental health and they don't speak much. So yes.
At first is increased well-being, because if you're going through a stressing period, then you have someone to talk to. You're going to be better, so improved well-being first. Second of all, it's management of mental disorders and illnesses. You are able to manage it. You have someone to walk with you the journey. Another thing is like you see the way triggers, because people also suffer from childhood traumas, so you're able to deal with triggers that come. You're able to have better coping skills towards the things that come to your life instead of resorting to things like alcohol or just maladaptive behaviors.
The reason for this documentary is to try and understand why the rate of suicide and alcohol consumption is high. Are students coping and suppressing their mental health issues?
There are various things that I do. I do a lot of physical activities. I practice martial arts. I am a karateka. And it just gives me a way to handle any aggressions that I may have. And also it gives me a way to express myself, because martial arts is a means of expression. And at the same time, I make YouTube videos about mental health on YouTube through a channel called Truman's Lens, where I use movies as a mirror to show mental health and also to advise people on how they can cope and also understand their mental health. Those are the two activities that I usually do to enable me to cope with my mental health issues as well as any challenges that I may face.
To see how others cope, we went to the streets of KCA to ask how students cope with mental health.
I'm Flora Kamau, a student at KCA University. My social life, first of all, I'm jovial, I'm vibrant, I vibe with a lot of people. And maybe when I see I'm about to stress myself on something, obviously, I listen to music, read novels, watch movies, and move on the next day. I'm just vibrant with life. I take it positively.
Hi, my name is Winnie Kiplagat, a second-year student at KCA University pursuing Bachelor of Commerce. For me, basically how I handle pressure, I majorly engage in what makes me happy to relieve the stress and everything. I make sure that I try to avoid what is hindering me more and focus more on what makes me feel relieved, and yeah. Basically, I wouldn't encourage the same, but I guess the main reason why majorly students engage in drugs they're trying to run away from their problems instead of facing them. They should be courageous enough and strong to face their problems rather than run away from their problem and engaging in the drugs, because definitely at the end of the day, the effects, they're gonna be affected, and I believe it has more effects.
A parting shot. Drugs seem fun while you're young. It seems like it's the cool thing. But the repercussions of what you're doing in your youth is going to catch up with your mental health. So long as you wake up and you just feel, oh, today I'm just off, that warrants you even taking an off from work. That is enough for you. It doesn't mean that you have to be hospitalized because you are removing clothes or you are jumping, you want to jump from the 13th floor. It doesn't have to get there. So even the smallest bit in which you can take care of your mental health, please do. You don't have to get where you are walking naked. And for those who are walking naked, you didn't have to let it get there. So let's create a community where our sisters and brothers feel safe.
You are not alone in this. You can do this. Be strong and believe in yourself, and you can do this.
Don't use drugs, don't use alcohol, don't use partying to mask the pain that you feel. Because let me tell you something, everyone out here wears a mask. You go outside the house and you wear a smell. That's what I used to do. I have problems inside of me, but when I leave my house in the morning, I will wear a smell and everyone will see, Jeff is happy, Jeff is doing well. But at the end of it all, during those quiet moments, when I'm by myself, majority of the time I'll end up feeling very down and low. And now that makes me even more depressed because I'm like, I can't even be myself. I'm laughing with people, but inside I'm dying. I have these wounds that are bleeding. So please, don't mask how you feel. Go seek help, seek therapy. There's free counseling here at KCA University. Just go online, book a session, and the therapist here in school, both here at main campus and at town campus, they're extremely nice, they're extremely welcoming. And if they were able to help me cope with this thing and help me live a normal, productive life and be able to regulate my emotions, trust you me, you can help. There is hope for all of us.
In conclusion, we come to see that in a school that caters for over 100,000 students, there are many people just like Jeff. But some don't know that they have an issue. Some do, and they seek other ways to cope with their issue. Some actually don't care, and for that reason, they live their lives as broken teens. Let's come together, talk more about mental health. Let's embrace one another to seek help for one another. For there is hope for the hearts of our broken youth.
We are men and we support mental health.
Wananiosha huko. Ni filter.
Fatuma na nyabura na mwere tu akinyi. Matere manana ya.
You don't smile, I can't work. Yeah. Oh.
Natumia toothpaste inaitwa Colgate.